So normally before I go on stage, I like quiet time. I like an opportunity to pray. I always ask God if he will just show me how to touch someone's spirit. And that if I have an opportunity to do that, will they reciprocate it? Because there are a lot of people that are out there hurting, or they have issues or problems or things that are going on in their life. And many times music can help you come out of whatever world that you're in, whether it be positive, negative, or just influential.
And with her band, she is about to entertain us on this 13th annual Jazz on the Ave Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, show a lot of Philly love to Miss Sherry Wilson Butler, Jazz on the Ave. Hey, Philadelphia! How y'all doing? Everybody good? Everybody good? Come on, let me get you out there. Come on, not North Philly bound. Hey, come on.
My career has spanned over about 38 to 40 years in the music industry. One of the things that I am well known for is musical entertainment on the side of R&B and jazz. I'm known more on the R&B side for having been a background vocalist for Teddy Pendergrass and Billy Paul. On the jazz side, it's been more in the local scene, where I've had an opportunity to perform at probably the top restaurants and entertainment venues in the Philadelphia and or the tri-state area, usually New Jersey, New York, some of Europe. On the education side, I have the pleasure of having the opportunity of teaching those who are aspiring artists and or some of the artists who are already in the industry and they need training and brushing up from where they actually are as performers. I get an opportunity to teach them about techniques, breathing, and using vocal training, as well as getting an opportunity to introduce them to the industry on a face-to-face basis. Nice. And then the last one we'll do. Very nice. And so she knows how to use her breath control properly. She knows when to take her inhales when she's singing. Again, these are reminders and or techniques that allows the student to get a warm-up period while at the same time reminding them about what the 5-step process is and how to build upon that. There are many things that go into the class, their vowels that they learn and different ways of their approach. And then their classes or their vocal coaching is always tailored for the individual student. No student is the same. Every student that I have is different, and I coach them from that standpoint.
Hi, my name is Sinechim. I am one of Miss Sherry's vocal students. I've been working with her for about 2 years now, a little bit on and off, and I would say that she really has made a difference in terms of keeping up my confidence for singing. Singing is something that I want to do as a professional career. I plan to hopefully make it on Broadway and also just have a regular vocal career as well. But sometimes life throws you some stuff and it's kind of hard to keep up with your craft. So knowing that Sherry is here, even when I wasn't coming and taking classes with her, was still something that like kept me going, kept me wanting to come back and resume classes. And also has given me some foundation to start teaching singing a little bit myself as well.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. But as long as you have your techniques down, we talked about your techniques and we talk about your breathing and things of that sort. So once you do and continue to do those things, you don't have to work as hard. And you can take it on the road with you and keep it up with yourself as well as teach other people some of the things that you're learning through the techniques. I think that's a good thing. Are you enjoying that when you do that as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
This band I have the honor and privilege of working with is one of the best in Philadelphia. Do me a favor, show some love for each one of them. We have Arnetta Johnson on trumpet. Mr. Yaseh Ali on saxophone. Mr. Mark Johnson on keys. On synthesizer, we have Mr. Chris Burton. Mr. John Hall on drums, Mr. Sammy Jones on bass. I was born and raised in North Philadelphia, initially Kamak-Nars, 15 in Lehigh, and then 28th in Somerset. So my parents were little gypsies. They had to run around a little bit, but we made it through. So we're gonna keep things happening. Is that all right with you? Can we keep things going on? There's a gentleman by the name of Mr. Gregory Porter. Anybody heard of him? Yeah, he does some good stuff. We have one of his songs that we like to do. Can we do that for you? I found my way to Harlem. And intended on live here no more. I found my way to Harlem, yeah.
So what it makes me feel like when I'm on stage varies with whomever and whatever the audience is. Some audiences are so engaging and I feed off of them. To talk with them, I talk with them, interact with, if they want to dance, I try to see where the dance moves are. Some of them I ask them their stories because I talk a lot about love and how life is and what makes you happy and what makes you sad. So many times when I'm dealing with my audience and they're engaging and I'm engaging them, I get an opportunity to just feed off of them and they feed off of me. Sometimes you have to work very hard because Philadelphia is no joke. So when you're performing in Philadelphia, you had better bring it. If Philadelphia will not, they don't take any prisoners, I'm telling you right now. So if you're performing in Philadelphia, you better bring your best hat. When I'm performing over in Europe, it's a lot easier. They recognize the culture of music and they look forward to having professionals come from the United States of America. So it's a little easier to do. And then when you go into surrounding areas like in New York and New Jersey, they're a little more receptive to the music. I just think it's Philadelphia because it's our hometown and we just have had the very, very best of artists. I think they challenge the artists and I love it because it makes you know that you better bring your best game or go home.
There is a problem grow in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it brings me out the dark. Finally, see you crystal clear. Go ahead and call me out. I lay your bare. The sky, your love, woo, keep me breathless, babe. Said you could have had it. The sky, your love. The sky, your love, baby. Ooh, say we could have had the sky, your love, yeah. Keep me breathless, baby. Could have had it all, pretty baby. Could have been wrong with you, yeah. Inside your head.
What I really want to talk about is activism and how I am active in supporting and being active in bringing information and highlighting the things and the issues that affect African American. Well, I won't even say African American. I say most women, but I do coin and or focus on African Americans because we don't have the same shall I say, we don't have the same support that many other cultural groups do.
We're going to close out with a tune that's an original song of mine, and it talks about living life, because tomorrow's not promised to anybody, and some folks didn't wake up this morning. So this is a little Latin flavor, and it talks about live life. Life is bittersweet. That bitter taste is less than a tree. You better count your blessings. There's goodness you found. You could be on the other side instead of feeling down. Live your life. Look beyond your circumstance. Live your life. Give yourself a second chance. What you see ain't what you get. In the midst of your troubles, go on replay. Check God, He will set your spirit high. Look deep inside yourself, you only get one time. Live your life. Look beyond your circumstance. Live your life. Give yourself a second chance.
We have to come to terms, and not only in the United States of America, we're talking about cultures and how we handle the African American community, but sometimes it's a male and female struggle that we go through as well. And everyone knows, as to that extent, about what happens with our children. Many times our children are disrespected or not handled in a proper manner, and there has to be someone to fight for them as well. I'm one of those people that will fight for children in the arts and making sure that they have that kind of experience. It's not about them becoming an artist. It's more about giving them dimension to their lives and what they learn academically. This, from the artist standpoint, only enhances their intellect. So the arts to me is very special, and it is something that our children excel in. They have a broader base of thought and intellect when they're dealing with the arts, and it helps to build them on the academic side as well. Wilson Butler, God bless you. Have a wonderful afternoon.
My name is Johnson. I play trumpet.
Yashay Ali, tenor saxophone. Just played with Sherry Wilson Butler. It was a good time. North Philly, we here. Good vibes, good weather. We here. Philly making do what he do. Let's do.
John Hall, drums.
I feel good. I feel good. Yes, sir. You gotta get my cats. Gotta get my cats. Look at you.
Look, Dolly, I was enjoying